Alright, so here we have the Lego Batman sets. So you can see the Batwing up there, a couple of the other vehicles. Then we have the Air Assault set. It's got a small Batmobile inside of it. A couple of the figures. These two are mounted with just hollow studs on the back with a nail going through it. And then obviously here you can see he's just got a grappling hook on that picture mount. Another Batmobile, Speedwagon. And then we have the UCS Batmobile. Really, really cool set from the 1989 Batman movie. Really like this set. I really love the movie too, so just really wide so it barely fits on the shelf. Then we got Joker's vehicle, the Harley Quinn set, and we've got the Batman shuttle with some really, really interesting suits there, right? You got the Rastafari and Robin suit. Next, we have the Overwatch sets. So you've got the Gibraltar set there. We've also got Voltron up there. A Lego Ideas set. Really like that. We've got the Iron Man set. It's not a UCS set, but it came with the plaque. So I kind of treat it as a UCS set, so it was a must-buy. We've got the smaller mechs there. Iron Man mech, Thanos mech. One of the Black Panther sets. And then we have the Marvel Helicarrier. Love this set. It's a UCS set. Just really neat. It's got the little micro figures. I added that little fire there. You can see Captain America there. And these move as well. There's a battery and a motor hooked up, so they light up. You can see the battery back there. So I got this set for $75 off of Facebook Marketplace. It was missing, I want to say, those two figures, some minor pieces missing that I was able to replace. But for 75 bucks, this is an absolute steal. It normally goes for right around, I think, $350 or more, even used. We've got the Hogwarts, one of the old Hogwarts sets, one of the old Hagrid's Hut sets, spiders. We've got the old Quidditch set and a new Quidditch set. So I kind of put them together there. This is the Lego Harry Potter minifigures. So I've made a little display for all of them. And you've got the night bus in the back there. We've got the Harry Potter brickheads. And then we've got Newt and one of his sets. Here we have the Tron set, the DeLorean from Back to the Future, the Flintstone set, Meet the Flintstones, and the Rubbles. And then we have the small Scooby-Doo set. Next we have the International Space Station. Again, really neat set. It was a lot of fun to build. Wasn't too as repetitive as I thought it was going to be. And we also have the Women of NASA set. We have the Lunar Lander from Apollo 11. And of course, we've got the Saturn V rocket there as well. I've also got room on the shelf to display it if I wanted to, just via the stages, but right now, this is how I keep it displayed. This is the set that started it all. It is the UCS Millennium Falcon from, I believe it was 2017. So, very huge set. It's on an angled stand that somebody in the community came up with. And we've got some other Millennium Falcons. So we've got the MIDI Millennium Falcon there as well. This is the newer one that just came out for episode 9. You can also see my VIP free gift with purchase set I got last year. And so you can see the other Falcons, including this one was the first Millennium Falcon that was released in 1999, 2000, somewhere around there. You can still see the yellow faces there. Nowadays, they all use the white faces, or not white, tan faces. There's actually, so this one in particular didn't come with the UCS set. That's Luke with his medal that came out of, I believe it was a Lego book that figure came with, but I went ahead and ordered it so I could display it with it. And we have a couple of the smaller Millennium Falcons. This one and this one are very similar. This one actually, it's the other microfighter with Han Solo. But I had an extra one, so I just closed it off. You can see there's the one with Han right there. Next, we have Gunship City. So there's one of the gunships that I've gone ahead and displayed it. There's a Jedi Defender ship. We've got the Clone Wars dropship, and there's the AT-OT that it actually just dropped off. We have some smaller microfighters. Another gunship. This is one of the other 3 models that exist. We have Yoda up here. Next we go into the Jedi fighters. So there's one with the hyper ring. So I just about have all of these. There's only a couple of them I'm missing. And then we also have Anakin's pod racer. More Jedi ships, another hyper ring. So these ships cannot go into light speed on their own. So they connect to this ring and then they hit light speed. There's Anakin's custom fighter. And then down here we have the Venator set, very highly sought after set. It's not scaled like it should be. It's a little too thick, but I didn't want to change it. We have the Headhunter from the Clone Wars. We have the one of the V-Wings. The Arc Fighter, great set. I mean, unlike the X-Wings that just have 2 wings, right? This one actually has 3. Really cool looking. Here we have a turbo tank. Had an extra one, so I created a 501st turbo tank out of it. With a couple of the 501st walkers as well. And then we have another clone tank with the speeder there. We have the Bark speeder. Unfortunately, I don't have the right figures for that. I'm still looking for the right figures for it. Down here we have the same clone tank, this one with the correct figures. So you'll see Anakin and Ahsoka, and then all the clones, some AT-DPs, and then we have some AT-ATs as well. And that's the 20th anniversary walker right there. Alright, next. This is X-Wing City. And so I've got almost all of the regular size X-Wings. There's a Tantive 4 up there. So we have BB-8, the Porg. There's the programmable droid set. And so you can see some of these. So for this X-Wing, I've actually got the one out on display, and I've got one in a box back there as well. Just got a good deal on it along the way. This is actually the Dagobah X-Wing. And I've got Yoda's house as well. Just not displayed right there. Another X-Wing. Got the various land speeders. There's been 4 of them so far. We've got some individual figures. And we've got the snow speeders. And we've got the smaller Hoth set there. You see Luke hanging back there by his feet. Hoth Medical Lab. More snow speeders. We have the UCS snow speeder or air speeder. Really, really cool set. Kind of wish we had some figures to put inside of that, but obviously it's not to that scale. So here we have one of the few U-Wings that LEGO's made. We've got a lot of Star Wars Rebels figures here, which come with these various sets. So you got Ezra Speeder, you've got the Phantom 2, and then you have the Ghost. Oh, this ship is so awesome. Love this. If you love Rebels, this is a great ship. It's expensive to find. You can actually see the Phantom 1 ship back there. It actually docks with the Ghost, just like it does in the movie. The Phantom 2 does not. You have to make modifications, and it just looks a little too bulky for it. You've got the Arrowhead there. Now down here, we have Y-Wing City. So this is the UCS Y-Wing. And as you can tell, lots of details on it. You know, you just don't get that in some of these other Y-Wings. You still get details, just not to this degree. You've got Anakin's Y-Wing from the Clone Wars. You've got the Resistance Y-Wing. Some of the older Y-Wings. These two down here, this one, they're actually the exact same. The only difference is one of them was a re-release. They changed the colors between years. So you'll see that. And then down below, we've got just some of the smaller sets from Force Awakens. I haven't really done much with this down here yet. There's actually one of the newer sets. There's a Skyhopper. There's a Sandcrawler. There's a Resistance Bomber. You can see my cat. And yes, I do have a cat. And the Legos all survive, amazingly enough. Although sometimes you come across things like this, where some of them have been knocked over. Up here, so this X-Wing I actually had 4 of. I gave 1 to my brother. And so I've hung these up here. So it's kind of cool. You can see them flying, right? Pretty neat. We have brickheads. These are all the light side brickheads. We also have the buildable figures. I don't have them all. Don't love these. I just kind of pick them up as I get them. We have the Slave One collection. Again, I don't have them all. Slowly working on them. Some of these are hard to find. The Jango Fett Slave One is really, really difficult to find. It's expensive. We also have the Doctor Who TARDIS set. I'm a Doctor Who fan as well. So, really cool. Love when I saw that this was out. It was actually retired already when I picked it up, but I found a pretty good deal for it. Had to have it. We have the Friends set. Again, like the show, so I figured I should pick up the set. I actually added the Miss America figure there. That was a partial figure I got in a bulk deal. And so I gave her a head from another minifigure and decided that she would play the keyboard. So now we get into the rest of the collection. Still a lot to see. Right? As you can tell, I'm a big Empire fan. So, I mean, I like the Rebels too, don't get me wrong. But so we have some of the brick figures. I still need to extend that little shelf a little more. But you've got Darth Maul. You've got Grievous. You've got Boba Fett, Jango Fett, Kylo Ren, a Death Trooper, Captain Phasma, Sand Trooper. You've got a couple of clones. Up here, we have the We Love Darth Vader shelf. So this is actually one of the Jedi fighters that I converted. This is what Anakin would have been flying after he turned into Darth Vader. There's Darth Vader's castle, which is from the comics and the VR sims you can go through. We've got the Darth Vader transformation set, Darth Vader buildable, and the older Darth Vader transformation set. Back there too, this is a little set that was a free gift with purchase. It's like a Vader in a pod. What do we have over here? Defensive crate set up there. That's like the most bastardized set I think I've come across. So here we have Luke's hut. We have Yoda's house. That's a newer one. Here's the older version, and that came with the Dagobah set. We also have Ben Kenobi set. We have the Tatooine cantina, and then you can see we're still trying to figure out who shot first. 20th anniversary Endor set, and then Hoth as well. And then we have all the 20th anniversary figures. Still trying to come up with a better display for those. These came with sets last year in honor of the 20th anniversary of Star Wars sets. So this is the kind of duel sets over here. So there's Kylo getting ready to duel with Finn. There's Kylo getting ready to duel with Rey, Kenobi, and Anakin on Mustafar. That was a really weak set. I wish they would have done a little bit more with that. I may expand that. I have some colored bricks. There's the Darth Maul duel. We've got Snoke's throne room. And if you look back there, you can see Rey and Kylo dueling. Those two duel a lot. And then here we got the old traditional duel between Vader and Luke. And then we can see the Emperor back there as well. This is cool. Like, this pops out, and this tray or shelf or landing actually collapses. It's pretty neat. We've got the old Mandalorian battle packs. I've got several of those. Found those a lot in bulk buys. We got the Pre Vizsla ship. I'm still looking for the Pre Vizsla minifigure and the Kenobi minifigure. We've got the AT Raider. And then, of course, we've got the Mando Legend, Mando. And then the newer Mandalorian sets. Here we've got, it's a Han Solo speeder set from the Solo movie. Somebody online actually came up with this mock here to where it's supposed to imitate the part of the movie where Han actually takes it up on its side and it goes through this really small section. Another speeder. We've got the Convex train from the movie as well. More speeders. And then we have the AT Hauler. I played around with thinking about putting this ship over with the rest of the Empire ships, but I don't know, I had a hard time. I think it really just belongs with the Solo ships. Here we have Cloud City, another Slave 1. So Cloud City is actually a round set, but I just did not have any reasonable way to display it. Hey, that doesn't belong. So I went ahead and split up the set. So it's a little bit easier to display. There's like a little detention block back there for torture chamber. Obviously this will look similar from the movie, right? Down here goes into the Clone Wars. So there's Grievous's fighter. There's a new one of those coming out this year. The Clone Wars stuff is a little bit harder to display. A lot of these sets are older. It's hard to find them. It's hard. They're not all huge. And so from a display perspective, it's tough to deal with. There's just a collection of a bunch of the extra minifigs. There's the speeder from Clone Wars. It's got Savage Opress, which is Darth Maul's brother. There you can see Count Dooku, Anakin, Asajj Ventress. And there you can actually see Darth Maul's ship. That's the first version of it. Here, this is really special. This is a Christmas X-Wing. So this is a 2019 present from LEGO to all of its employees. I'm not an employee, but I paid way too much money for it to get this set. So it's still sealed, but you can see you got a candy canes on that X-Wing. And it's Christmas themed. There's actually a little hut for it. It's actually a stand as well. And this is 20th anniversary, so I really wanted to get all the 20th anniversary sets, and at this point I've gotten them all. But yeah, there's a Christmas Yoda. It's a really, really neat set. I'm gonna look for another one cheap, so I can have one built, and just one inside the box still. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy. Alright, so for Christmas for my family, I got the Death Star. And of course I got Krennic Shuttle mounted above it, because I feel like Krennic Shuttle, to sit with the wings up, just doesn't look as good. There's the director himself. And I just felt like this is how it had to be displayed. Death Star, really, really neat set. Trying to get some extra figures to kind of fill out more of this, but you know, the guns move. You can elevate the guns, and you know, you move one gun, the other moves. All sorts of cool stuff in here. I can do a video one day if anybody wants, but it's cool because like the doors to where Princess Leia is opens up, and that actually up there, back there, that's a little trap door that we can open, and then when they go into the trap door, just like in a movie, they end up here in a garbage dump, right? That starts compressing, and you know, you can actually have it close up as well. So pretty neat. These are some individual sets. There's Ben trying to turn off the tractor beam. And these came separate. There's Luke and Leia trying to escape from the Death Star. So here we have Kylo Ren's shuttle. This is the newer one. We have the older one. The older one, the wings actually did not display like that. They were just straight up. So somebody online modified them. So I went ahead and did that. And I also got these plaques and made some custom mounts, because I felt like it just looked better displayed like that. You've got the poly bag and a micro fighter shuttles as well. But yeah, that's supposed to be the First Order kind of insignia. And you can see the sticker there. I don't know. Thought it was kind of close. Thought it looked decent. Up here we have Kylo Ren's Star Destroyer up there, and then it's just TIE Fighter City, right? I've got almost all of the TIE Fighters. There's the UCS TIE Fighter up there. You've got a Imperial Shuttle. This is the TIE Fighter from the Rebel series. More shuttles on the top. Right here, this is the TIE Bomber. It's the only one made. Well, okay, I lied. There's two. There's also this smaller one here. That was part of an Advent, like Christmas set. Not an Advent set, but a Christmas set where the planet, such as like that, came with it. That you could hang from the tree if you wanted to. So TIE Defender. There's Kylo Ren's ship. Major Von Regs. TIE Fighter. There's a Sith TIE Fighter here at the end that everybody calls the Dorito. And there's some other ships there. It's the Tracker right there from the Clone Wars. There's the Malevolent up here. So this is Count Dooku's ship that has these big ion cannons on the side, and they blew up a ton of ships until the Republic finally took it out. And there's the Emperor shuttle. And there's the Emperor. Say hi. Got some more brickheads here. Boba Fett, Stormtrooper, Darth Vader, Captain Phasma. I need to extend that other shelf. And then I have this huge spot that's open here. And that is for the Super Star Destroyer, which I will be building this Sunday. Down here, we've got a microfighter, Star Destroyer, the MIDI scale Star Destroyer. So the MIDI scale Star Destroyer and the Millennium Falcon were the only MIDI sets that came out. They didn't sell very well. Here, you might notice they're the exact same sets. Why do you have both sets? Well, there are minor differences. So if we look really close, you can see this set on the left is darker, and the set on the right is lighter. So just like the Y-Wings I have, these came out at 2 different time periods, before and after LEGO changed the coloring of the tiles. There's also minor differences too. If you look right here, there's a filter piece. If we look in the same spot on this other one instead, they've got that triangular piece there. And same in the back, you notice here, we don't have that. And here, right there, we have it. So just some minor differences. I just like having them both there. It just looks massive. It's my army, right? And in the minifigures, they made minor differences. Like you'll see one set has black hands, the other one has red hands. But beyond that, it's mostly the same. So then we have the UCS Star Destroyer, which is just a behemoth. So this came out last year. It's just crazy how big this is, right? So that's a Tantive 4. You saw the full-size one earlier. You know, this is how much bigger the Star Destroyer is than the Tantive 4. Lots and lots of detail. This is not like a play set. So you can see all the turbo lasers that are built in here. There's a bridge. Turbo lasers here as well. So, again, this is all the Star Destroyers I have, and then the Super Star Destroyer will be right here. And what's crazy is the Super Star Destroyer is going to take up that much of the shelf, but in scale, this big Imperial Star Destroyer is like this size to Super Star Destroyer. That's about the scale it is. It's crazy. Like, if you imagine how big these ships were in real life, it's absolutely crazy. All right, down here we have the AT-AT, first order AT-AT. I've not been able to find the older ones. Down at the bottom there, you see some of the various speeders from the various sets. We have the AT-ST. Here, you've even got the half-built one with BB-8 in it from the movie. Just great in the movie. Terrible Lego set, though. That's the AT-ST from the Rebel show. Much older one here. You can tell, like, how much more blocky it is. Not a lot of the angles. This is the first AT-ST that came out. And here, this is this Heavy Walker. Never was in the movies, but they made the set anyways. This is kind of a cool set here. This is the TIE tank. So, I mean, the turret itself, or not the turret, but the center itself, it looks just like a TIE fighter, except it's a tank. And so it actually moves just like a tank does. That is in the show. You don't see it a ton. And you've got some speeders here. Very end over there, you got that First Order shuttle. That kind of rounds out the Lego sets, or Lego Star Wars sets that I have. There's the latest Sith battle pack there. Then we also have modulars. I somehow got into this. So I got Cafe Corner, the Pet Shop set, the Parisian restaurant. Got a Lego store there. There's a Woody figure riding a bicycle. All right, this stuff is neat here because all these scenes, and I'll move the figures around. There's like a little pizza truck there. There's a guy selling popcorn. I don't know where he is. This guy that's actually selling the popcorn went to. Should be working. Got a little donut stand. So, oh, there's the popcorn guy. Here's the guy that's supposed to be selling the popcorn. Yeah, put him in this place. So, just neat. You know, you can do things like this, right? Just put a droid up there with a clone, trying to arrest him. You know, a monkey doing some pull-ups. So a couple of smaller things. We've got the Statue of Liberty brickhead. Got a couple of small pieces from the Lego Advent Calendar set. There's the Witch, Star-Lord, Minnie, Wonder Woman, a German soccer player. Right, Mr. T, that's me at the end there. And I also have Tower Bridge. So this was my first Lego set I ever owned. And I didn't own anything after that for a long time until I bought the UCS Millennium Falcon. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and click like down below.